participating in college sports now has affected those competing for spots on the Olympic team. And Brian Hendricks auditioned for the U.S. diving team in a duck blind recently.
Yeah, and I did qualify, Ray. I did what a lot of duck hunters do. I encountered a log that came up and kind of acted as a brake between both of my legs, and I went. My form was perfect, they say.
Did you score a 10?
I believe I did.
Yeah, that's the only time you scored a 10. Okay. All right. Great to have everybody with us tonight. It's awful cold out there. Should be helpful to duck hunters. The cold weather coming in here like that too, Blast.
Yeah, the duck. It's been frozen up in the north. A lot of ducks are in the area. Anybody that's got water has got ducks, and it's been very good. The first segment, which ended right before Thanksgiving, was fantastic, and so far the second segment, which started Wednesday when I went swimming, has also been very good.
So how long does that session run?
Oh gosh,
season I should say.
It goes. I can look it up real quick. But
that's all right. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, it goes. The third segment is really long one. It goes all of January, and but we have right now a guy who's hunted all over the place, ducks and elk and just about everything else. We're proud to have with us on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors tonight, Andrew McKean, the hunting and conservation editor for Outdoor Life. And we just welcome you to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, Andrew.
Hey, Ray. Hey, Brian. Nice to be here.
Have you taken a spill in a duck blind before like Brian did?
Yes, I filled up my waders to the degree that I was not sure I was going to make it back. This was in Montana where I live. My buddy had nosed his boat up to the shore wall. We were picking up decoys, and I looked back, picking up a decoy, and the boat was drifting off the shore. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he said, "Well, go get it, McKean." And so I'd like the record to reflect he was closer to the boat than I was, but I might have been a little faster on my feet. So I went pretty quick. There was no ground under my feet. Anyway, it was touch and go. It's no joke to have your waders filled with water. But we made it back, and I lived another day to talk to you.
Well, Brian wrote an article on Brandon Sunday's newspaper, and talking about he was really proud of these new waders he got that zipped up. He wasn't real sure about them until he filled them up.
Well, what I can tell you is they leak from the top, but they did not leak through the zipper, either way, going in or going out.
They're called wide mouth for a reason.
That's right. So we've been chatting back and forth, Andrew and I have, for several weeks here, and we're just talking about things to talk about. And you've covered in your position with Outdoor Life just about everything there is, and a lot of commonalities. I don't know how often you get to Arkansas or do things here, but a lot of the things that you have covered and touched on, are just commonalities all over the country. And one of them is the fraternity and the mindset of the hunting and fishing public. We talk about it here sometimes where a hunter in Arkansas or a fisherman in Arkansas can go anywhere and pretty much fit in, and vice versa. People can come from California or Maine and come to here, and we all speak a common language. And I think that you, Andrew, in your position, have done a really, really fantastic job of not really driving that home. It's just in the way you write and in the way you cover things.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, it's kind of funny. I don't know if it's an evolution of an individual hunter or a larger trend that I see within hunting and fishing, but I will observe that this is as old as hunting and fishing, and that is, when you see a fellow hunter at a Ducks Unlimited banquet, or you're at a steak fry the night before the season. I mean, there's so much backslapping, fraternity. Everybody's in this big kind of club and movement together. But then in the morning, when you see them in your spot at the duck blind, they are SOBs. And what is that guy doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. Listen, he doesn't know how to call a duck. And it's kind of funny. I don't know. I can't believe that that's unique to Montana.
No, I think it's pretty much universal. And, everybody believes that the other guy's sky busting. and all those things. But somehow we do manage to make it work and get along. And what are some of the trends in the hunting and fishing world and in the conservation world over the last number of years that just seem to not go away, that actually seem to be trending into something that needs to be addressed and dealt with?
Oh, that's such a good question, and it's an expansive question. And this may be, it may have variations based on region, but I would say west of Oklahoma, but I'm going to guess it's going to include Arkansas too, and I'd like your perspective on that. And that is the proportioning of opportunity and resources between residents and non-residents.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly in the West, where we've got abundant public access and really kind of, you might say limitless resources, there is a huge conflict right now between those that are reserved for residents versus the non-residents. And to the degree you're really seeing like this big schism between, like in Montana, I think I pay $17 or $18 for my resident deer tag.
Right.
But a non-resident pays close to $1,000 for that same deer opportunity, that same deer tag. And it's always easy to bash and kind of castigate the non-resident because, they're in your spot and they're, they don't live in your community the rest of the year. But yet for a lot of game agencies, that non-resident license revenue pays a lot of bills.
It does. And in Arkansas, we see that kind of in a reverse type of thing, is that there is not a lot of conflict between resident and non-resident deer hunters, but you do see that with duck hunting, especially as it pertains to public land. And it's something that they battle and battle, going back and forth with, trying to figure out how to get the balance and reduce the conflicts. And really, it all revolves around public land. But out west, it's big game. Here, it's migratory waterfowl.
That's fascinating. Yeah. I would say the second thing is, you know this, Brian. I've been covering this kind of bigger trend of hunter participation for probably 20 or 15 years, and looking at like the long, slow decline of participation. But what I noticed, and I'm guessing you see this in your duck subset of the population, is the increase of what I would call avidity. So there might be fewer hunters, but they have a disproportionately large sort of impact on the landscape and the resource. They're spending more money and more time pursuing their passion, but there might be sort of fewer overall based on license sales and sort of those like metrics that we measure. Mm-hmm. But boy, when you get out there, there's a lot of people who have, they're getting farther back, they're investing more in a duck boat or a duck, their duck gear to maximize their time afield.
And the other part of that here is in trout fishing. The number of non-resident trout permits sold in Arkansas dwarf, I believe, the number of duck permits sold here. But so our big competition for resources here is public land ducks, public land trout, and deer and turkey really don't factor into it that much. And of course, the way elk hunting is distributed here, that's all by permit only, and that's not a conflict at all.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, we're going to take a little break here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We're going to go make us a little money that makes all this possible, and we will be right back. Hang with us with Andrew McKean, Conservation and Hunting Editor at Outdoor Life Magazine.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern born and raised and Arkansas based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
Hi, this is Joe Klein, former Razorback and owner of Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
And I'm Anthony Lucas, also a proud former Razorback and Corky's Barbecue regular customer.
We may represent different sports in different decades, but all generations of hogs agree.
Corky's is the only place to get the most delicious ribs and barbecue at a winning price.
So stop into Corky's now and every day for never-ending specials.
Corky's,
where hogs come home, baby.
Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus, lots of fun choices. Like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
All right, folks, it's that time of year. It's cold outside, which means it's time for court sports. We're talking tennis, pickleball, basketball, all those sports that you can play indoors. Don't let nagging pain affect your ability to enjoy your sports time. QC Kinetics is here to help. QC Kinetics here in Little Rock is going to help you build your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Just your body remembering how to feel alive again. With QC Kinetics, healing is within reach. And guess what? Those sports I was mentioning earlier are a bit more fun when you're performing well and you're winning. QC Kinetics will help you get back to those winning ways. Schedule your free consultation today. It's a great time to do it, to use your HSA and FSA for treatments. Call 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. Call QC Kinetics to schedule your free consultation today.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we've got with us Andrew McKean, conservation and hunting editor for Outdoor Life. And, one thing we kind of talked a little bit about last week, Andrew, was just kind of the things happening. We got warming winters, and we've got lack of breeding water habitat for waterfowl in the prairie pothole region. We've got declining habitat for grouse and prairie chickens. Some of them were just went after another, and kind of piggybacks onto what we were talking about earlier. Is the golden age of hunting, especially hunting and fishing in America, has that kind of passed?
How much time do we have?
We got a few minutes.
We got 10 minutes.
That is
5 minutes.
Such an essential question. And I mean, and like the two of you, I think a lot about it. And I'm going to answer the question with a brief perspective, and then I promise you I will answer the question, because it's foundational. You know how it is. Old men look back fondly and look forward with skepticism. And so I think we're at a place right now where I think you can look back and say the best days are gone and they're over. well, that might be a reflection of Arab participation in them. I'm not that old a fellow, but I'm old enough to think about, like, well, I can't quite do physically the stuff I could do a few years back. So I think it's a human condition, but I also look forward with the same lens that you look through, Brian, with that question. It's like there's a lot of headwinds right now. I think we've got a lot of problems we need to address, for sure. Some of them are out of our control. I think habitat change happens. It's a little like Ernest Hemingway described about bankruptcy. It happens slowly and then all at once, right?
Right.
We've probably been noticing it slowly for a long time, but when it affects the things that we are particularly attuned to, all of a sudden it's all at once with a big event or like our recognition of it. I think those are much harder things. I think that's a matter of adjustment and evolving with changing conditions, which I think is something that outdoors folks of all sort of stripes have done pretty well over time. Like, we've evolved to, damming rivers and figuring out the reservoir and tail race situation that those created. And, that was a change. That was an abrupt change. The second thing, in terms of either wildlife distribution or wildlife diseases, I think are the question of the day. And I look about chronic wasting disease especially. I think it's going to we're infilling right now the map. I look at Missouri to the north of you, and county by county, we're getting more positives. And the skeptics among us say, well, that's just because the agencies are looking more, and so therefore they're finding more. I don't think that's the case. I've studied the epidemiology of it quite a bit, and it is spreading the way that scientists said it would spread. At some point, it's going to become so endemic in our herds that I think we will start to see the loss of the mature age class of a whitetail population. In a place like Arkansas or Missouri or the abundant sort of fertile Midwest, I don't know that we're going to see that right away. I think it's in the margins where you've got a high predator load and harsh winter weather or drought situations where you can really see a population that's on the ropes really take a hit, because it's weakened by this disease. So I think that's one we got to take very seriously, and I think sports folks, hunters, have got to do their part, which means don't transport critters between areas that have it and don't have it. And I think we're going to have to adjust our behavior with that one. But I've done a really good job of dancing around the question, but I don't think it's over by any means. But I think it's going to change. I think we're going to have to adjust to it. I think we are going to slide more towards the European way of hunting, where the opportunity is going to be distributed less equitably among all Americans and all sportsmen. And I think it's going to be really disproportionately skewed towards the people who can afford the best and the best access and the best opportunities. And that grieves me a little bit, because I think the foundation of this American model is built around democracy and everybody having equal access to the resource.
Yeah, and that worries me too, because the common person is the one that funds it, like you said earlier. And if the common person gets shut out of it, then it becomes whoever can buy it, whoever can maintain it and pay for it gets it, and the rest of us, are just kind of watching from the sidelines. Well, we're getting ready to take a break here, I think. How much longer we got, Ray?
I think 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Andrew, there's so many other things that we could have talked about here and would have. I wish we could keep you on for the full hour, but we're gonna cut you loose. I know you've got a lot of places to go and a lot of things to do, but we sure appreciate here tonight on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Thank you both. That was great.
All right. Happy holidays to you and your family. Appreciate you very much. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you both. I really appreciate it. Have me back sometime.
All righty. We do it.
Definitely have him back.
Yeah. He has a pretty good perch there to be able to, talk to just about everybody that has a say in things around the country. And, I've been following him for a long time. He's one of the best, and it was really nice to have him on here.
I just want our listeners to know I'm not a big hunter. I do, if I duck hunt once a year, I enjoy it. We get a guest like that, and it's what you do for a living. I try to keep my mouth shut and listen and learn. So,
well, that's what we do on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We get the best guests that the industry has to offer, and we talk about it all here. And I think that's why people trust us and join in. And we're going to be back in just a few minutes as we take a break here and come back with us on the other side of Red Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. If you travel south towards Pine Bluff on 530, whether you're going home to Saracen or the Deer Woods or Duck Blind, don't forget to stock up at Dixon Road Wine and Spirits. Locally owned with great selections, Dixon Road Wine and Spirits is easy to get to, and their easy access drive-thru will have you on your way in a matter of minutes. They're open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., and their prices are beyond competitive. That's Dixon Road Wine and Spirits, where you get more bang for your buck. When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, make Double B's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in and around central Arkansas, there's a location near you. Stop by your nearest Double B's location and get a hot and fresh Double B's blend cup of coffee. It's always hot and fresh. And don't forget your favorite snacks. Many locations have hot delis where you can pick up a hot breakfast sandwich to start your day off right. Remember, it's Double B's, where you gas it, grab it, and go. Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Tess, what's up?
Oh, you know, the CFO needs me to book a week of travel. I'm days behind on invoices. The plants in the lobby are dying, and now I have to order lunch for 80 with gluten-free options.
Just use EasyCater.
EasyCater?
One platform built for workplaces. Tons of great restaurants, any group size, with tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Plus, rewards.
Rewards?
You earn rewards points when you order. Good for discounts or even gift cards for you.
Now that's what's up.
EasyCater, the easy, rewarding way to order food for work. Order now at EasyCater.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state, only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spray. Or stop by 65th and University.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. I am not a cold weather person. I hope some of you folks are enjoying the cold weather. It's good for our folks who duck hunt. Time now to talk with Neil Atkinson with Saracen Casino Resort down in Pine Bluff. Neil, got a good Monday night going on.
Yeah, we sure do. Got the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Talking about cold, I think it's about 14 degrees up there right now where they're playing. That's no fun. But right before the half, it looks like the Steelers have gone up 7-3, and the Steelers are a 5.5-point favorite. You can still bet that game live. And then we're also just getting ready for another important week of basketball. They got a The Hogs are going to play Queens at the North Carolina College tomorrow. They're a heavy favorite at 25.5, but I think a lot of people are looking ahead for Saturday, and hopefully they can have a repeat of a big Saturday they had this week, and take care of business.
Arkansas playing Queens. That's a cakewalk right there.
Yeah, they're heavily favored at 25.5, and we'll see what the consensus line comes out, where they put it out. But that's what Bet Saracen put it out early.
Anything else on area teams?
Yeah, you got the Little Rock Trojans are playing Morehead State tomorrow at 6:30, and on the road. And Morehead State is a 3.5-point favorite. Have an over and under of 140 there, so got the local team coverage. And yes, we will have a line for Henderson State going for a Division II national championship, I believe, against Ferris State on this Saturday. I know a lot of people in the area are looking forward to that too.
All right, that's Harding University.
Yeah, Harding University.
Yep, got it. Just so you know, and we got you on the phone here, I just heard them say on the Coach Cal show that they will not have a show for the next 2 weeks, so that'll put us at 7 o'clock with you, okay?
Okay, we'll do it.
And I know you like that. All right, Neil, appreciate you very much.
All right, take care, and good luck, everybody.
All right, download the app, betsaracen.com.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we are ranging far and wide across the country for our guests tonight. And we've got with us right now an August writer from North Carolina named Mike Marsh, an old friend of mine. Well, he's not all that old. A longtime friend of mine.
They have Marsh in North Carolina. Yeah.
They do have Marsh in North Carolina.
We got the best one.
Mike and I have been friends for a great many years. He's done the same thing that I do for newspapers in that part of the state. A great magazine writer, and also the author of one of my favorite books, hunting books, called Carolina Hunting Adventures, Quest for the Limit. Mike Marsh, welcome to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Hey, how you doing, Ray? Brian?
Well,
is it chilly up there like it is here?
It's cold. Chili left us a few weeks ago. It's gotten real cold.
Well, let's see. I'll check the temperature.
Yeah, it was 17 here this morning.
Yeah. No, it's not that bad, but it's been I think about 23, 25 this morning. But there's a lot of that in the Carolina Hunting Adventures book. A lot of cold narratives about things that go on that hunters understand, and you still hang with it. You're still doing it.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of long in the tooth. You know how that goes. We've been around a long time, haven't we? I'm 73 years old now.
Well, I think when I talked to you here recently, you were off up in Michigan chasing grouse. Is that right?
Yeah, I went to the Upper Peninsula and hunted for my second time up there this year and had a really great hunt. It was a lot of fun. I have a naturally pointing Labrador Retriever named Woe Black Betty Bambalam. Call her Betty. And went up there and had a great time with some guys at the Kenneth Road Hunting Camp and hunted up there in the Hiawatha National Forest. And of all things, if you found 3 grouse in your lifetime in North Carolina now, it'd be a lot. And I killed 3 rough grouse with 3 shots one day, which I'll never repeat that feat again.
And
it was one of the hardest to hit game birds and the fastest flying upland game bird, really difficult to shoot. But that was a lot of fun up there with those guys.
Have you hunted at all in Arkansas?
No, I fished in Arkansas, but I haven't hunted in Arkansas.
One of the things, we have bear hunting here, and it's growing popularity, and it's different throughout the state. It's different in the Ozarks than it is in the Ouachitas, and it's different in the Gulf Coastal Plain than it is in the mountain areas. But you all have a style and a culture of bear hunting in eastern North Carolina that is just unlike anything that we here can imagine. I got familiar with it when I was editor of the magazine that you wrote for at the time, North Carolina Game and Fish. That's some wild stuff that goes on in those hunts.
Oh, it's pretty amazing down here. When I was a kid, when I was young and started out, I think we had 20 counties over to open bear hunting, and now all 100 counties have a bear season. We got the greatest bear hunting in the lower 48. In the county where I hunt in is Pender County. The hunters harvested 88 black bears last year, and I think one of them approached 700 pounds. The biggest black bear taken in North Carolina was, we think, the continental record for a long time. It may have been displaced by a bear in Pennsylvania, but Dolly Parton's Uncle Coy came down here and killed an 880-pound black bear in Hyde County several years back, and I did a story on that.
Well,
I just did another story. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry to finish your thought there.
No, I just did a roundup of bears for Game and Fish South magazine last fall. It was all the southern states, and I think Arkansas had added a couple of new areas for bears last fall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did. Well, it's last fall or the fall before, but it's down where I hunt in South Arkansas.
Yeah, the fall before.
Yeah, South Arkansas, and it's I got to tell you, Mike, it was real cool having bears on my place where I hunt for a while, but I've grown to loathe them. They destroy all my stuff.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, the place where my timber farms and my hunting lands are is a huge tract called Bear Garden, if you can imagine why they called that Bear Garden. Back in the day, the only good bear was a dead bear, and the fellow I bought my property from, his family's owned land there since 1854, and they used to put the hog pen right beside their bedroom window so that they could shoot the bears that tried to eat their hogs all summer long. And he said one summer they killed 9 bears trying to eat their hogs, if you can imagine that.
Bet that was a mess. And
you know, it really severe depredation. And that was one thing that changed the culture of bear hunting here. The only good bear was a dead bear because of the severe agricultural damage and, of course, the damage to property that they do. But now we have modern farming practices that spill and waste a whole lot more grain, or can afford to lose a whole lot more grain than they used to. Now, bear hunting leases in North Carolina are the highest priced hunting leases in the state.
Wow.
And bears bring in an enormous amount of revenue to landowners and farmers statewide here in North Carolina, especially in the coastal plain.
How do you...
And, of course,
what's going on there that you can get a bear up to almost 900 pounds? Because we get them big here, but not nearly in that range.
Well, we have a coastal habitat that's the envy of basically the rest of the United States. We have fantastic agriculture, huge, enormous flatlands with an elevation of about 5 above sea level. And they adjoin really thick what we call precocion, which is a Carolina Bay or swamp on a hill. And it's full of multiple different kinds of berries that sustain bears through the summer, and the habitat is so thick that a snake can hardly crawl through it. And it's replete with bear tunnels running everywhere. And a bear can be in that bay and step across a ditch into agricultural field or vice versa in the blink of an eye. And he can be completely protected in that habitat. And that's why the culture of bear hunting with hounds goes back for centuries in North Carolina. That's the only way you can dig them out of that bay. You got to go in after when they tree that bear. Of course, a big bear over 400 or 500 pounds won't go up a tree. You can't climb, so he'll bay on the ground, and the hounds are in there howling. And on a misty morning, it's just vapor from the bear's breath, and the hounds are roaring, and the bear is growling and swatting at the hounds, and it's just a wild, wild, dull roar in there. And then all of a sudden it's punctuated by a pistol shot. And that usually ends the hunt on the ground. And I asked one of the hunters that I went in to photograph a hunt behind one day, I said, when you shoot that 44 Magnum that close to a bear, I said, does it hurt your ears? He said, no, you're so close that the fur muffles the sound.
Wow.
That's how close it is. It'll raise the hair on your neck, I'll tell you that. It's exciting.
We're going to take a little break here in a few minutes, but I'm going to come back to that topic about it. It wasn't you that wrote it. It was another guy, and he was an amateur writer that wrote about that, being in the tunnel with the bear. it takes a little bit more time than the 5 seconds we've got to get into that description, but it was the most amazing thing I've ever read in my life. We're going to take a little break here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We're visiting with Mike Marsh of Wilmington, North Carolina, I believe. Is that where you're from, Mike?
Yes, that's right, Ron.
All right.
And just the bare facts, Brian.
The bare
Just
facts.
The bare
All
facts.
right.
Back in a moment.
Hang with us.
The bare facts.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
It's back. Gwatney Buick GMC's world-famous 12 Deals of Christmas. This pre-owned year-end closeout event features 12 unique late-model vehicles that are good enough for Santa. Cars, crossovers, trucks, and four-wheel drive SUVs that will get you to Grandma's house no matter what the Arkansas weather. These aren't just manager specials. These are the 12 Deals of Christmas. Hand-picked by Jamie Cobb himself. Plus, if you're looking for new, Gwatney Buick GMC delivers with 2026 GMC Sierras at 0%, Acadias at 1.9%, and Terrains at just $279 per month. Business owners, you only have until the end of the year. And Gwatney Buick GMC has qualifying vehicles ready to help you save on taxes. Sierras, Yukons, and more are ready to provide the deduction you're going to need. It's the 12 Deals of Christmas, only at Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. Call 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit. Terrains at low mileage.
This is Anthony Lucas, here to tell you about my favorite spot in Little Rock, Corky's. Sure, Corky's may look all ribs and barbecue on the outside, but did you know Corky's was also nominated for Central Arkansas's best catfish? And don't get me started on their chicken, shrimp, and nachos.
Those Big Joe burgers, Anthony.
Big Joe, when did you get here?
You really stealing my thunder, Anthony. Corky's is my place.
No way you love Corky's like me, Joe.
Talk to me when you have your own menu item, Lucas.
Corky's ribs and barbecue.
It's that time of the year where people start thinking about the holidays and Arkansas's many hunting seasons. So if you're headed south to the Deer Woods or a duck blind, you want yourself to stock up at Dixon Road Wine and Spirits. They're the first exit on 530 towards Pine Bluff. You'll find it easy on and easy off, and their prices are easier on your wallet. Their convenient drive-thru will have you on your way in a matter of minutes. They're open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's Dixon Road Wine and Spirits, where your dollar means more.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern-born and raised and Arkansas-based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Jay Helm, Jeremiah Matthews, or Jeff Hodge in Little Rock today.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. Welcome back to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. If you think Davy Crockett was a great bear hunter, Brian Hendricks has lined up Mike Marsh. He is a supreme guy.
Yeah, Mike, I was going to tell you a story about it was an article that a writer wrote for me at North Carolina Game and Fish, and he was talking about the tunnel thing. And one of the photos that he submitted with that picture was taken on a head camera that he had on his hat, and it was pretty much in focus, but there was this big gaping maw of a bear right there in the guy's face, and you saw his forearm sticking out with that pistol you were talking about, pretty much in this bear's mouth as he was pulling the trigger. And I just about fell out of my chair, and I told the guy, I said, "Man, that's a great picture, but I can't use that. That's grisly as all get out." He said, "Well, you all got pictures of all kinds of dead deer and stuff in there." I said, "Yeah, but they're already dead. We don't have them, in the act." And I never forgot that. And you've told me about it several times. And we here in Arkansas, we mostly hunt them with archery over bait, donut piles or whatever. And I guess we have no concept of what you're talking about there.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Of course, we hunt over bait now, too. It was illegal till a few years ago, and they legalized it. We can only hunt with non-processed agricultural products here. They had a lot of trouble with bears because they were using candy scrap, which is when they clean out, like, Mars candy in the vats, and they would get great big blocks of candy and put it out, and the bears were acting totally unnatural once they were sugar hooked, they called it. And so they ended that practice. And anyway, that's another reason the bears get so big here. Basically, the main things we feed them here is sweet potatoes and corn. North Carolina is the number 1 or 2 sweet potato producing state in the nation, and bears do love a sweet potato. I have been feeding one that's around 450 pounds here and cannot get a shot at him. He has me patterned, let's put it that way. Bears, when you start baiting them, are extremely wary. And you know what the standard is you put enough food out there for him for at least a month, and you don't go back until the day you want to hunt, and hope you shoot him the first day, because they can smell where you've been for several days after you've been there, and they don't get that big by being unwary, that's for sure.
See, I was really shocked when you were talking about the coastal areas, and I would think the mountainous areas would be where the bears are. Are they both places?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of bears in the mountains. That's their traditional stronghold. They're actually higher up, basically, than deer can live up there in the mountains, in the rugged terrain up there. And I've actually hunted up there as an invited guest. I think I'm the only non-member of the Mount Mitchell Bear Club that actually got to climb up Mount Mitchell and hunt bears with them up there to do a story one year. And that's incredibly tough and rugged territory, but believe me, it's just as hard to get to a bait or a treed bear down here in these coastal swamps. A lot of guys wind up spending the night in there, and there's been a lot of handguns lost out of shoulder holsters in there, and Lord knows what's been lost in that swamp trying to get in there and get to a treed bear. Because once they downstream, they don't want to come out of there without that bear.
And
it's awful hard to get them out.
Speaking of getting one out, bears don't have handlebars on them. There's just a big gelatinous mass but you got a way of getting bear out of the woods.
Yeah, I wrote that in the article that I wrote for Game and Fish last year. Can you hear me? I've got an awful lot of static on the phone here.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah, if you'll look at a bear's mouth in a cross-section view of his skull, or you can look online where it says where to shoot a bear, and you'll see a hole behind his canine. And you can take a 1-inch wooden sapling, hardwood, dogwood, oak, hickory, and cut a piece about 15, 18 inches long and stick it through behind his teeth and tie his nose and his jaw shut on that, and that gives you a handle to drag that bear out of the woods by. And you can even hang him up by it if you need to. But believe me, you can't pull that stick out of that bear's mouth if you tie his jaw shut on it. There's nothing else to grab a hold of on a bear. Bear, if you try to grab his paw or anything like that, your hand will slip off, and if you tie a rope around his neck, that'll slip off too. And if you cut his hide, you've ruined the rug or the head mount. So anyway, that's how you get a heavy bear out of the woods, and you just drag him out on his belly, because he spends most of his life on his belly anyway, and will not drag the hair off.
400 pounds dragging out. Wow.
Yeah, the first one I saw brought out of the woods like that weighed 540 pounds. And down here, you go into any bear hunter's truck and you see a stick on the dash, and you say, "What in the world is that for?" And then you notice the marks of the teeth on it, and they all have that stick, that hardwood stick or shovel handle or a piece of hardwood to draw that bear out of the woods with. And you can also put a rope around it, make a loop, and several guys can help pull, one on each side with their hands, and as many guys as that rope will hold without breaking to drag that bear out of the woods. Because, on public lands, they don't allow vehicles or ATVs or anything like that. And somehow or another, you got to get that big rascal out of the woods, and that's how you do it.
Have you tried that, Brian?
No, well, I've never hunted bear, but the first time I've ever heard of that was from Mike, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a piece of 7/8 inch diameter dogwood limb down there in my garage, and I actually had to go and take a picture of that so I could prove to somebody that that's how you got a bear in the woods. But the teeth mark of 3 bears is on that piece of dogwood right there, and I guarantee you can't break it or pull it out of his mouth. It's kind of like playing tug of war with a pit bull, and with a knotted rag. And if you can pick the pit bull up by that knotted rag, and he won't let go of it. It won't break his teeth. Well, the bear's the same way, except his teeth are a whole lot stronger than pit bulls. You're literally dragging the bear out of the woods by his teeth, and they curve backwards and in a sickle shape, so they cannot come loose once you tie that jaw shut around it.
How many bears?
I didn't believe it. I didn't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You didn't believe it.
Oh, I didn't believe it till I saw it, and I thought, boy, that's really great.
How many?
And of course, the guy who drug the bear out was bigger than the bear. He probably weighed 350 pounds. Well, the bear weighed 450 pounds. But, of course, they called him tiny.
Right, right.
I thought maybe you were talking about Junior Sample.
Yeah.
How many bears have you killed, Mike?
Oh, I've only killed 2 bears.
Okay.
It's only been legal to shoot them over bait for a couple of years, 7 years about. And, of course, I saw a lot of bears over bait. I see a lot of females with cubs, which are illegal to shoot. And I've seen 2 small bears this year that I didn't want to take if I shoot one. And to be honest with you, 2 bears can take up a whole living room wall if you mount rugs. Make rugs out of them and you mount them on the wall. They take an awful lot of space, and you hate to shoot an animal that you're not going to appreciate by making a trophy out of, a rug or a head mount or something like that. And believe me, a 400 or 500-pound bear takes up a lot of room.
Have you noticed that the bear populations are expanding and growing in North Carolina?
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you 2 quotes from 2 different bear biologists. One of them said back when the bear population was really expanding that North Carolina we will have we'll have as many bears.
I led you into a question right as we're going into a break. Can you hang with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to take a break here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. I've lost track of the clock, and we're back on time. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Arkansas round ballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, You sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
It's back. Gwatney Buick GMC's world-famous 12 Deals of Christmas. This pre-owned year-end closeout event features 12 unique late-model vehicles that are good enough for Santa. Cars, crossovers, trucks, and four-wheel drive SUVs that will get you to Grandma's house no matter what the Arkansas weather. These aren't just manager specials. These are the 12 Deals of Christmas. Hand-picked by Jamie Cobb himself. Plus, if you're looking for new, Gwatney Buick GMC delivers with 2026 GMC Sierras at 0%, Acadias at 1.9%, and Terrains at just $279 per month. Business owners, you only have until the end of the year. And Gwatney Buick GMC has qualifying vehicles ready to help you save on taxes. Sierras, Yukons, and more are ready to provide the deduction you're going to need. It's the 12 Deals of Christmas only at Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. Call 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit. The range of low mileage.
When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, make Double B's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in and around central Arkansas, there's a location near you. Stop by your nearest Double B's location and get a hot and fresh Double B's blend cup of coffee. It's always hot and fresh. And don't forget your favorite snacks. Many locations have hot delis where you can pick up a hot breakfast sandwich to start your day off right. Remember, it's Double B's, where you gas it, grab it, and go.
This just in. There's a report out of the North Pole that Santa will not be in a sleigh this year. He has a new GV80 that he bought during the signature event at Genesis of Conway. According to a spokesman, it was the big offer that did it. The GV70, GV80, or G70 at 1.99% interest for 60 months. As for the reindeer, they'll be given 5 years off. A visit to Genesis of Conway, and you too will believe. The future of luxury today.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on December 22nd. Little Rock women tip off against Hendricks at 5 o'clock. Trojan men square up against Baptist at 7 o'clock. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, heading into the home stretch here with Mike Marsh of Wilmington, North Carolina, outdoor writer out that way. And I interrupted you going into a question about bear populations.
Yeah, what I was saying is one bear biologist, a guy named Mark Jones, told me years ago, we will have as many black bears in North Carolina as human beings are willing to tolerate. And another bear biologist, Coley Offenbuttle, said, black bears have adapted themselves to us. They can literally live in your backyard, and you'll never know that you're there. They're there until they attack your bird feeder or get in your garbage can. So they're highly intelligent animals, and they have learned to live well with human beings.
Yeah, they're starting to show up in a lot of places in urban areas. Like this was might have been last summer. Had one, at you wouldn't know the place, but it's Cantrell, Mississippi, right here, about a block and a half from my house. And everybody kind of had a fit over that. But yeah, you're right. Wherever there's places for them to, hide, they're around.
Now, we had somebody lost their life in a bear attack here.
That's another thing worth talking about. We've had 2 bear fatalities in Arkansas after, not ever really in over 100 years. And we're all trying to figure out, what's the thing there where suddenly people are losing, getting killed by bears. What's your thought on that?
Well, of course, a black bear is fully capable of killing a human being, even a small one. And I think a yearling black bear can weigh, 85 to 115, 120 pounds. and certainly he's a predatory animal. I think more than likely, they always say it's a case of a bear being acclimated to human beings or to a food source, and he may be defending a food source and identify you with a food source. And, I think about that with our hunters here and think about it with myself. I see these big bears all summer long, and come hunting season, they kind of disappear. And, I think about it. When I usually don't go into a baited bear stand in the daylight. I usually go in right at legal shooting minute with my rifle pointed in the direction where I expect to see a bear, because you don't know if he's going to recognize you as a threat. And, sometimes I've seen videos and actually had one bear myself at the base of a ladder stand, put one foot up on the ladder stand, look up at me, his other front paw on the ladder stand, look at me, and his one hind foot got on the ladder, and he looked at me and shook the ladder a little bit. And I said, buddy, if that other foot comes off the ground, I'm going to have to do something to you. And he finally just went on down and went on off. And I actually think he probably identified me as another bear until he smelled me there and said, well, I guess it's time to go. But it's a bear, it will depend upon his relationship with human beings. If he's lived in a backyard in a garbage can and people see him all the time, he may lose his innate fear of human beings. Whether that's innate or not, I really don't know. I think a lot of times they become highly competitive, and certainly things can go wrong if you surprise one, or if you surprise a mother with cubs, she'll defend her cubs, It's just one of those spooky things. I mean, you more likely get struck by lightning than you are to be attacked by a black bear, but it can happen.
Yeah. So what, from your vantage point, what appears to be the state of the hunting and fishing culture in the East, which is primarily, I guess, where you ply your trade? What does it look like there compared to when you and I met 30, 35 years ago?
Oh, gosh, there's this big article in the paper today. Brunswick County used to be one of the biggest hunting counties in the state, and it was like, where have all the hunters gone? Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of acres that used to be open to hunters are now subdivisions. We are that's the fastest growing county in the nation as far as human beings go. And all of the places that we used to hunt and my buddy used to hunt are now golf courses, subdivisions, highways. They're just gone. And of course, as you push out, those bears, who are not used to human beings being in their territory, can represent problems. The coastal plain, fortunately, some of these areas will never be developed because they're so flood prone. But the places that are developed, you do have these conflicts. They don't last very long because the bear's not going to hang around there very long. He'll go on somewhere else, and of course, basically that habitat will just be lost to black bears, and that many black bears will be lost out of the total population. They just won't exist anymore.
Yeah. And, we see, if you fly over Atlanta, if you're flying into Hartsfield, you can see, if you're familiar with that area, places that used to be woods that are now subdivisions, and they stretch for miles and miles and miles, and they connect with other cities. And, things do ebb and flow, Mike. They do come and go, and we may live to see it, we may not. But I think ultimately things work out. And one thing that's working out is that we are to the end of our time.
We've got to come and go.
We've got to come and go here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We've been visiting with Mike Marsh from North Carolina, and really was a pleasure and an honor to have you and Andrew McKean on here tonight. And thank you for joining us, Mike.
Yeah, great visiting you guys again, and both invited to hunt here anytime. Come on, join me.
I will do it.
Happy holidays to you and your family, Mike. Appreciate it. All right. That does it.
That does it.
We found out a lot more about black bears than a lot more than I ever knew anyway. All right, you folks stay warm out there. It's going to warm up later in the week. Thank you.